Yes, guys, welcome back to the Dumb Pod. It's Thursday night. It's after the bye week, and we're back to preview Essendon and Carlton Friday night at the MCG 150th anniversary game. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Sam.
Frank Walker about that. Hello.
How are you, buddy? How's life?
It's amazing. Going to the footy tomorrow night. How good?
How's life?
Had a week off footy. Also, how good?
Good for our health, our mental health. That was
really good. What did you do? Did you get up to much?
Just jobs around the house.
Oh, nice.
You know me. I'm pretty exciting.
I do know you. Yeah, nice. All right. That was a nice in-depth conversation. Did you watch any other football? What happened last weekend? Anything interesting?
No, the umpiring's changed again. That's about it.
I did see they were they're softening on the umpire descent. How amazing.
How unusual for the AFL. Change their decisions.
I liked them at all. Actually, we were talking earlier in the week about the Friday night game is usually the one that's over umpired. So maybe because of that will be the under umpired game.
Well, on that Friday night game, how come this one can start at 7:20 and the Thursday night start at 7:20? Friday night games often start at 7:50, which I find just that fractionally annoying late.
TV. 100% because of the TV. Better homes and gardens, football.
Oh, yeah.
Channel 7, love and life. All right. Old enemy, Carlton Football Club. I call them something else, but I can't say it on the internet.
Can I get a hint?
No. We have won 2 of our last 5 against them, the most recent being over a year ago. They beat us by 16 points, although I seem to remember we made that pretty flattering towards the end of the game after it blew out to 5 or 6 goals. Interestingly, in that game, Hooker and Waller 9 goals between them, which is a bit of a theme. But Jones and Stringer did kick 3 each. They were both playing tomorrow night, but we'll get to that. First, I want you to tell me about Massimo and Jai. Thank you. Yes, go.
Oh, geez. No pressure. Well, I guess we had a bit of a conversation before this about what we would be looking for, and I think you were like a key forward or key back, and I think we all agreed it's going to be hard to find. So, what else do you think? I really like the selection of Massimo D'Ambrosio. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry, because you know what stood out when I didn't know anything about him, obviously, except for a little bit of what you've read. But what stood out to me when when they described his skills was that he's elite kicking. I went, yes, and decision making across halfback plus his toughness. I went, well, that's a massive issue that he's an 18-year-old kid. He's not expected to play in the next week or two. I think he was carrying a shoulder injury, but I saw him a bit of footage at training, so he's obviously not too bad.
About the place, yep.
Yeah, but that is a massive weakness for us. So I think that's a great choice. Happy to have that. And as for Jai, he's the sort of description of him was a pressure forward. And I watched a little bit of his highlights, and I was like, yep, like him too. So good. A long way to go, obviously, but I'm quite happy to pick up 2 young kids that have that description, especially the elite kicking, because that's a massive issue.
Nothing to lose with mid-season draft at all, and might make up for the fact
a free hit
to 26-year-old in the national draft. Still haven't gotten over that.
Here's a question: do you reckon one of these 2 guys will play before him?
Yes, he won't play a game. He will not play a senior game for the Essendon Football Club, McDonough. There's my not so big call.
The only other issue was Massimo also sort of played with Richmond VFL, so I don't know what's going on there.
We have a thing for Richmond VFL. Every time you say Massimo, I just expect Luongo to follow, and you won't understand that. He's an Australian soccer player. Scored the first goal in an Asian Cup final that we won. So there you go.
Do you reckon he gets Mass?
Probably.
No, Mass.
Yeah. Massive Mass.
There's a lot of ways you can go with his nickname, I reckon.
Yeah.
MD, you could call him Doc.
I like it. It's unique. Right? It's going to call him Church because Mass.
I like that. Church, Mass. Yeah, I like that. No, you've got me. All right, anyway, we should probably talk about the current players.
Yeah, anyway. They are current, kind of.
Well, players that will be playing tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
How good is it having a Friday night game, Sam? How do you feel about a Friday night game?
Pain in the ass to get to. I have to be honest. But
from where you
in
are.
terms of the podcast, excellent that we get full teams. We don't have to guess.
Well, even that we think they're lying to us. But anyway.
Well, we have theories, but we'll get to that. All right. So in for the Dons, are you about to say something? You're okay?
Oh, I was just going to, one other thing I was going to add that at work today, certain individuals, and I think you'll know who they were.
I know exactly who you mean, yep.
Piped up a little bit, got a little chirpy. Even a bet was thrown around. Some cash was.
I hope you didn't take it.
I took it, Sam. I always take it.
We should get double if we win because they're expected to win.
It'll be the joy that'll be.
Fair enough, actually. I don't even need to be paid, actually. Just to beat them would be more than enough.
And I said to one of them, I said, you're a good chance of losing this because you're the favourites. That's what usually happens.
Yeah. All right. For us, income, Guelphy, Redmond, and Stringer. Stringer's massive. That just fills me with so
Redmond's
much,
massive too.
But just joy with Stringer back. It just makes me happy.
I just hope that he's fit and they've sorted out all those problems and, he's not going to break down in the third.
Kind of come out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that this week.
Well, I did read
is he early? Is he?
Oh, well, I read the injury update, the last couple. He said that he'd done full training. He got through training all week, and they were expecting Snelling and Langford to not be too far away either.
Oh, that'd be nice to get them back as well.
We haven't seen Snelling this year, have we? Is he playing?
No, well, he came back and then popped the calf in the same game he came back in because we rushed him back.
So we wouldn't say we've seen much of him.
We've seen probably half a game, yeah. For the outs for us, Devon Smith injured, which, you never really know because he's always injured. So
that knee could be playing up.
Always got a reason. Ham is out. He was the unused Medi-sub.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Waterman and Wanganeen both admitted. No shock there. Waterman doesn't offer anything. Wanganeen just is a kid, so he's going to be in and out.
Well, I guess that's interesting, though. So they're picking, is that a choice of Wanganeen, Guelphy over Waterman? Because that would be the like for like there, wouldn't it?
I'd say more Stringer Waterman.
Other interesting thing is that Stewart obviously didn't get picked, yet he played well in the VFL last week.
Yeah, he's emergency.
Not last week, the week before, sorry.
Yeah, it took some phenomenal amount of marks.
16, I think it was.
Yeah, he's emergency. Would like to see him play 3 or 4 good VFL games before you don't get.
Well, Reed's doing so well,
and Reed's fine. Yeah, you don't get back into the AFL side on one good game of football. For the Blues, in come Marchbank, Boyd, Martin, Kennedy, very handy, Harry Mackay.
There's some very good players there. Kennedy,
Coleman medal kind of handy.
Yeah, Kennedy and Mackay, very, very good players. Jack Martin's a smart football player. And Marchbank we haven't seen for a few years, so to be honest, I can't really remember what sort of player he was.
But yeah, never mind Martin, Kennedy and Mackay are the big ones. Out go Carroll, Dow, Motlop, Stocker, Cottrell, and the big one on the other side is Wiedering.
Yes.
Which obviously we don't wish injuries on anyone, but that's very useful.
So who does that make their tall defenders?
You were going to ask me that. That's why I didn't close the team sheet.
Because, you're all about the height, Sam. Because, we are going in with the big Jones and our boy.
Pete.
Your measurement device.
Our unit of measurement, yes.
Unit of measurement, that's what I was looking for.
Yes. So, to answer your question, there's not a lot of height. So I'm definitely not sitting here Googling players because I don't know who they are.
Well,
Lewis Young's 2 meters tall. He's their fullback. Outside of that, Jordan Boyd's like low 180s. Nick Newman's not tall. Sard's not tall.
No,
Doherty's not.
What about Marchbank?
I thought he was a.
He plays as a sort of half-backer, doesn't he?
I don't think he's big, though.
Well, Kennedy doesn't. Boyd, I don't know enough about Jordan Boyd, to be honest.
Well, he's not tall. He's low 180s.
Yeah, okay, so he's not. Interesting. Because Wiedering obviously
haven't got a huge.
And they lost. What was the guy they lost at the start of the year to who didn't want to get the jab?
Yeah, that guy. Liam.
Oh, yeah, what was his name? Anyone?
Elfie, you're here. Come on.
Elfie.
Marchbank's 193. So yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
So not a huge backline. That could work in their favour given it's probably going to be wet. If it's not wet, it'll be cold and slippery anyway.
Yep.
Can't wait. But
wear your thermals, Sam.
a lot of height between Wright, Stringer, and the other guy, Jones. That's a lot of height.
Plus, we're still playing 2 ruckmen.
Yes, that is correct. The concern with that is that the ball has to come in well. Like, it has to be good ball use inside 50. Because if we bomb it, sure, you might get a little bit of a height advantage, but you'll generally bomb to packs, which is hard to take a mark anyway, and the ball's just going to come out. So we've got to be smart and not just bomb. Because Sard, we know what Sard's.
Yeah. Sard and Newman and Doherty. But throwing it on the other side too, they're obviously going to have Charlie Kernow, who second or third in the
yeah, look,
Coleman
he's up there.
And obviously Harry's back, who won it last year, he might have kicked still 20 goals for this year on. So they're going to be 2 very tough, tall forwards for us to deal with. I would see Laverde on.
I was going to get to that, and that scares me. I was kind of blocking it out, to be honest.
Well, it's going to be very hard for our defenders down there. It'll be a tough old night. And they've got some really smart, creative, small forwards.
Yeah, they're scary. There's the reason why they're kind of sort of top 4.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure when this article was, but Kernow 37 goals second with a game in hand.
That's about right. Yep,
I believe.
Yep.
This I think is at least a couple of weeks old, but anyway. And old mate's not there, so
I reckon Harry
missed a bit of football though. So
with that story, he kicked a few at the start. Anyway, that's going to be a challenge for us. I think the midfield battle. I think our boys. I think they'll be close. I do, because Parrish, Merritt, Stringer if he floats in there. Who else we got? Shield will get in there. They'll be quite competitive against like Chera and Cripps and Walsh. I think that's. I know that they've got a really good midfield, but I really don't think that their midfield will be the difference for us. I think I'm worried more about their attack, stopping goals. Like, they're going to get, I don't know how many average 50s inside 50s they're averaging, but it'll be pretty high. And I reckon it's going to be hard to keep that percentage of inside 50s down to, not scores.
I'm not quite as optimistic on the midfield shenanigans.
And next year's captain of Parish, I've heard him speaking quite well about how the boys have,
we hear that all the time, though.
No, this is the final one.
What concerns me is
how cold it'll be.
Cripps, obviously. Like, Cripps's clearances are meaningful bursts out of the midfield, kicking into forward 50, plus the fact he can kick goals as well. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he kicked 2 or 3.
100%. 193 midfielder is going to be hard for us to deal with.
Yeah, Walsh just gets the footy
and does beautiful things with it.
And does good things with it. The other guy,
Hera's got some talent. Howlett's got some talent.
Hera's a decent footballer. Hasn't had a lot of ball, I don't think, but it's pretty damaging when he does get it.
Been pretty good.
Georgie Hewitt.
Yeah, Hewitt. Sorry, not Howlett.
Has been very good. One of the best defenders in fantasy.
Well, yeah, because he's playing a midfield role.
Yeah, because he's a midfielder, but he's getting a lot of points, a lot of ball. We can match Walsh, like we can match that inside sort of ball to the outside, but we don't have the guy to run and carry away from the contest like what Cripps and probably Chera.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Is for them. And then
I do think Parrish can play that role and Merritt, but
he's in the guts winning the frigging thing.
But he also can carry it out. And this comes down to how fit Stringer is. Like, because Stringer can definitely play that role. But if we think back to the game when he came back from injury, like in round 3 or 4, he played a lot more forward in that game.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he does this time, because you should be nursing him back in before
working him back into full fitness. Yeah.
If we're down by a point with 30 seconds left and there's a centre bounce, sure, chuck him there. He'll probably kick a torp and win it for us. But unless it's absolutely required. And I would say that it's, round what is it, round 12 or 13 in our season doesn't matter anymore. But the chance to keep Carlton out of the top 4 may as well be a final for me.
I still think wins are important with the young group that we've got.
They are, but I'd rather screw Carlton over. Like, if I'm honest.
That's true. I mean, I can't really argue with that point.
Can you imagine how sad a Carlton supporter would be? They lost to Collingwood. They've had a week to think about it. And then you're going to come out and play us. And I know if she was on the other foot, I'd be sitting there going, oh, Jesus, just don't lose to this mob.
I'd be packing Dax if I was a Carlton supporter. No, it's 150. They've been playing good. You know, the media's been after them. I'm like, oh, God. It's going
our record in milestone games is not flash. But anyway. I'll never say no to a chance to screw Carlton over. Anyway. Any other points there? I think, sorry, I just asked you a question. I'm going to answer it.
Go, you answer it.
The ruck will be good. Something where we can sort of beat them because they've only got De Koning. They haven't got.
And I was looking at
old mate anymore, Mr. Worldwide. Is that what you called him?
No, Mr. Worldwide is pin on wet. Yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't got him.
Oh, no, they don't. I'm sorry.
Whereas we've got Phillips and Sammy Draper, so good chance to sort of use that to our advantage. But I still worry about the midfield. Go on.
I was just going to say, I saw a stat, and I'll just quickly find it. About, sorry?
Do you want me to fill?
No, I'm there.
You got it?
Hit outs. So season average, I was just looking at the season average. So we're at 36 hit outs. They're at 26. But what's interesting is that then contested possessions, they're winning 144, we're winning 127. So that's going to be the game. You think about that. If we're getting 10 more hit outs than them on average, in games, then we should be hopefully with Phillips, who's a very good tap ruckman, because he played a lot more, I thought, in the previous game before the bye. He played more ruck than Draper, if we look at the numbers for centre CBAs attended. Then I think that he's going to hopefully direct more ball to our midfielders, which I'm not saying we're going to. The numbers say that we're not winning contested possessions, but we might be able to somehow even that up, which then gives us a chance to get forward. And with Jones and Draper, Wright and Stringer down there now, all of a sudden you've now got three targets that can do different things.
Yeah. And this is what we harped on about a little bit with playing the second ruckman to begin with. And now that kind of flows on into having Wright and Stringer, Stringer and Jones back. What it does for Peter Wright.
Exactly.
It either means Carlton probably do have to put their best defender on Wright. He's the most dangerous forward. But now not only do we have Jones, we've also got Stringer, who's 193-ish.
191, something like that. But it means that like Doherty or whoever's on him, or News or whoever, they can't just, he's not a crappy defender that you can give space. Like they can play off Guelphy, or if Waterman was playing, they might play off him, and
that's what I mean. They've got to think about that. They've got to realise that there's actually three. I mean, Harry's not quite there yet, probably, but there's two very good forwards and then a third tall, which they have to worry about, kind of thing. Yes, I know we have to worry about two very, very, very good forwards down the other end, but we can't.
No, well, that's the game. I think at the moment for us, for the team that we are, we have to just defend as well as we can, but we have to also start to attack. Like best form of attack, as you know,
defense. I think that's tattooed on me.
Yeah, but I still think that we probably what we've been poor at the last 3 or 4 weeks is scoring. Like
we've been poor at all year, not
true.
It sounds
our inside 50s numbers haven't been horrible. They've been certainly low.
So the efficiency of inside 50 is
the ball's just coming straight back out. Like a lot of the times, the ball is not being captured in there, and that's partly because of sort of how we go in. We go in a lot with that long bomb that it just hits ground and out it comes. So I'm hoping that someone like a Jake Stringer might help with that. Like he was a bit more of a leading forward.
Well, I think him just being a talented individual will help him, his experience of what a forward line, like just a leader in the forward 100%. Line to be like, hey, what?
Bit of pointing.
Yeah, point and shout, bit of Goddard. Don't give him pretzels. But it just gives us another or a leader in that forward line to sort of point that stuff out and be a bit more proactive. Because Peter Wright seems to me to be a very, very quiet dude.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the boisterous sort of.
No.
Yeah,
Jones certainly isn't going to be that.
Yeah, Jones has only played 20 games. He's probably not giving too many instructions to other people. Guelph,
Dev Smith might have, but maybe
not.
not.
In the team.
He's not in the team. So, yeah, I think a bit of leadership will be.
The other one I'll mention quickly before we move on is we assume that Andrew McGrath won't play.
Yeah, that's the word.
So he apparently had a bit of a tweaked groin, and now he's got it coming out both ends.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. And usually, even if guys play from those, they're not
great.
Not very good.
He's about a month late to that party.
What party?
They'll get sick for that Hawthorn game.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he's got it again. Maybe he's got a very weak immune system.
That'd suck. Well, on that, the emergencies are Waterman, Cutler, Stewart, and Wanganeen. So for me, Cutler's the sub.
Yeah.
But if he's also the most likely to come in for McGrath, I would have thought.
I would agree because he's the best replacement for McGrath in that McGrath you can throw either you can play Cutler in his position as a halfback sort of winger, and that's fine. Or you can push someone else into McGrath's midfield role and have Cutler cover. Like you could put Redmond into the midfield role and have Cutler cover that job.
Redmond on a wing, get it done. It is interesting if Cutler comes in, it doesn't really leave any obvious choice for the sub. Like we're agreed that key position players aren't going to be subs. So Stewart ain't been a sub.
No,
never.
No. Wanganeen possibly.
Wanganeen, yeah, but if you lose the, Verde.
I agree that Cutler's the best option, but Wanganeen at least can go forward, be damaging. You can send someone else back.
I think it's a lose-lose because you can never really. You're not going to ever be able to predict who's going to get injured, but Cutler's at least.
Well, Cutler's done it so many times. That's why it works. He nearly is our main sub. Anyway.
Yes. All right. So to sum up, Carlton scary everywhere except their defence at the moment, probably. So maybe a bit
obviously
of a
weedering out's a big plus for us.
Can we say if we make it a shootout, they probably still win, but it might be a more interesting game.
Well, definitely if we make it a shootout, but it probably won't be a shootout because of where it's played and when it's played.
Because we're shit. Yeah, probably not.
Well, it's going to be played at night, obviously. We know that at the MCG. If not dewy, it's going to be raining. So that could be an issue. Maybe tonight's game, which we'll go watch.
Carlton are currently smashing. Carlton, Jesus Christ. Richmond are a lot ahead last time I looked.
Against, oh, really?
6-1 or 2 first quarter.
Port Adelaide, isn't it?
32-13. Yeah, it's not that
bad. Well, Richmond have to get a big lead because they seem to not be able to hold them.
Yeah, that's right. They don't. Right. Well, on that bombshell, I'm going to move on to. We've named it. We've named the Who Am I section.
Oh yeah, this is big.
Is that a pun? It is called the Willie Dick Who Am I? And if you've been listening for, you wasn't here last week, old Muzz, but a couple of weeks running, there was a particular little viewer, sounds condescending as hell. There was a particular viewer who kept guessing Willie Dick. So rather than do the predictable thing and just put Willie Dick in there, here he is. G'day, Murray. We've decided to call the Who Am I, the Willie Dick Who Am I. Are you ready, Mr. Nathan?
I'm ready.
I'm pretty happy with this one. I say it every week.
And every week I say, oh, God.
You've peaked. You got 5 points.
I got 5 points. I'm holding on to that forever.
That's it. All right. For 6 points, impossible round, I played 145 games of AFL football for the Essendon Football Club. You're not going to, I can move on.
You're right. I'm not going to guess it. Gavin Wanganeen.
No. I really want to get to the 4-point clue. So if you can just
Oh, there's a good chance you will,
me,
Sam. There's a very good chance I won't get the 5-pointer. Go.
That'll be good. I debuted in 2004 and retired in 2013.
Jason Winderling.
I've already used him. Poor
Yeah,
guy.
I know, but my knowledge is obviously not very good.
No one's got it in the chat yet. This is rare. So
their Googling skills have dropped off.
Yeah, I was going to say they're furiously Googling. For 4 points, this is a bit of a long one. So
okay.
I was originally taken by Collingwood with pick 33 in the 2001 draft. I was then taken by Essendon at pick 27 in the 2004 rookie draft and elevated to the senior list in 2004 or 5. I found conflicting information there, but
Damien Peveril?
Good guess, but no.
He came off the rookie draft and he might have been earlier, actually. Might have been in the 90s, I'm not sure, Peveril.
He had a head for radio, that man.
Oh.
I know I'm not going to throw stones in a glass house, but Jesus.
It's acceptable in this example.
I'm just no one's guessing it, righto.
Sam.
For 3 points.
Do you sense you get a victory if you get down to 1?
A victory in the sense that I did the research and I want to be able to use those clues.
You outsmarted us.
But I don't want to get there every week because then clearly it's too hard and it loses a bit of its value.
Well, that is true. Go. For
3 points, I was a popular player and I could play anywhere, including ruck.
Henneman.
Sorry. No, it wasn't Nemo.
There's another one that was a tall sort of utility player that played in a few different roles.
Yeah, you only get one guess.
Yeah, sorry.
Per round.
My bad.
I'm pretty happy with this clue too. I am Indigenous. I'm a week late with this. I am the great grandson of Sir Douglas Nicholls. Yes, Nathan Lovett Murray.
He was very good.
I love Nat Rat.
Pretty good boxer too, I believe.
Yeah, he's
come over Horsham way, isn't he, Nat Rat? Oh,
scary dude. Sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah. I found a lot. Like I didn't realize his house was raided and they found like a single ecstasy pill or something and they took him to court, but that got thrown out. He got stabbed in a domestic thing with some woman's boyfriend or something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, Jesus, man. Plus, he was one of the 32 from the saga.
Was he? Yeah. No, I like Nat Rat. Good player, as you said, could play anywhere.
Yeah, and that was significant because he could play anywhere. And
he very handy. You're right. Handy utility could go anywhere.
So you got 2 points.
Good size about him.
And for just out of curiosity's sake, 1 point was my name was often abbreviated to NLM. Nathan Lovett Murray. He's also the cousin of Andrew Lovett.
Yes, and he was an awesome player too.
He was awesome. Shame about the off-field, but yep.
Great player. Very passionate Indigenous man too. Nathan Lovett Murray does a lot of stuff for Indigenous groups and Indigenous communities.
Yeah,
I see him pop up on socially.
Sir Doug Nicholls is a pretty good. Like I said, I'm a couple of weeks late with him, really.
I reckon he had a good connection to like World War, like a grandfather in World War I or something, like one of the first Aboriginal soldiers to go to the First World War.
Yeah, right.
Something like that, I remember. Because Anzac Day was a big day for him too. Because of that connection, as I recall.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
That was a good one. That was good. I like
solid one. I should have got that.
Picks that creates a bit of discussion. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. If you are here live, there aren't many of you, but let me know your prediction. You can give me the tip for tomorrow night, please.
Oh, I'm going the Bombers. I've put money on us. No, look, I know I'm stupid, Sam. We don't have to go through the reasons why. But I honestly think that we can win it. And there's no logical reason. There's no we are better because of this. It's just I think
we're not.
Well, no, that's right. Nothing in the first half of the year, and to be honest, realistically, we should get flogged. But nothing in the first half of the year shows that we should win this game. Carlton have won 8, have they? Are they 8?
Stop asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
Come on, Sam. And we've won 2. So I know that they're better than us in every way, and they're pretty much full strength with Harry Mackay back in. They're Wiedering out.
Wiedering's big.
we're weedering and pin on wet there, Ruckman. So they're, and probably if I thought deep enough, there might be another player somewhere in there. But they're pretty much, everyone's there for them. Whereas we're still a few players short. Not that many. Langford, Snelling, McGrath probably won't play. We wouldn't be many other players short that I think. Well, Tip and Woody's gone. We're not getting those.
Can I have a margin from you, please?
22.
Dons by 22. Carlton are 8-3 for what it's worth, and 7th, right. But game in hand. So if they were to win that game in hand, they would be third.
Game in hand. They had their bye last week, same as us.
Yeah, so they've played 11, whereas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams above them have played 12.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant to us. Yep.
No. I'm going to say Carlton by 150 because that just is a nice bit of.
No, that's it.
I'm kidding.
Cancel, everyone. This is the last podcast that we're doing.
I was going to say
Sam is
by
out.
150, but that seems way too unrealistic. I'll say Carlton by 38. I'll be happy if we don't get embarrassed. To be honest, I think they're a good side.
Yes, they're
pretty much across the board, and we have shown that we are a pretty poor side across the board. So I'm not hopeful. I hope for a good game because I'm traveling 4 hours to see it
in the cold
miserable
winter of Melbourne.
Gonna have to go buy some snow socks or something tomorrow. I will freeze.
I'm not the woolly ones.
Accommodation keepers of Melbourne, could you please lower your prices too? By the way, $300 a night in Melbourne. No thanks.
Sleep in your car, you'll be right.
Oh, out of the city, got it a bit cheaper. But anyway. All right. Well, I think that's it. It's been a little while since we've done the podcast. I'm out of whack with the process, but
I feel as though we've got it pretty right.
Oh, you're a bit keeping you up, are we?
I have not slept well the last few nights, and
is it Lego Masters
work's
tonight,
been pretty busy.
Monday
hey,
night? Lego Masters tonight, or is that Monday?
Lego Masters hasn't been on for months, you knob.
You said it like 2 weeks ago.
No, it did not. Lego Masters finished ages ago.
Oh, sorry. Well, on that absolute bombshell, let's wrap it up there. Thank you to those that are here live. Appreciate your input. Appreciate your input. It was a bit scratchy tonight. I apologise for that. We might do it Sunday night for the review this week. We'll see what happens.
I think we could because it's a long weekend too, so we can set up late Sunday night.
Yeah. All right. On that note, go Dons. Don't lose.
Go Bombers.
Go Dons. I'll say it again. Go Dons.
Go Bombers.